Nestled in the quiet town of Maple Hollow, Ohio, population just under 4,000, Dr. Aaron Whitmore was more than just the town physician. He was the man who delivered half the town's children, sponsored local high school sports, and never missed a Sunday service. To most, he was kindness in a white coat. That's why his disappearance on a chilly March evening in 2019 sent shockwaves through the community. On March 17, 2019, Dr. Whitmore left the Maple Hollow Medical Center around 8:15 p.m. Surveillance footage caught him walking toward his silver Toyota Camry in the rear parking lot. He never made it home. The next morning, his nurse, Karen Doyle, called police after he failed to show up for appointments, something the doctor had never done in 15 years of practice. Officers found his car 2 miles from the clinic, parked on an old service road near the woods. His phone and wallet were still inside. The driver's seat was pushed back, farther than how Dr. Whitmore usually drove. At first, investigators suspected a random act of violence, perhaps a mugging gone wrong. But there were no signs of struggle, no blood, no fingerprints other than his own. The town of Maple Hollow was gripped by fear. People who never locked their doors started double-bolting them. Candlelight vigils were held on the courthouse lawn. The local news ran nightly updates. "Where is Dr. Whitmore?" became the headline every evening. Detectives combed through hours of traffic camera footage, conducted searches in nearby woods, and interviewed dozens of patients and friends. Yet, weeks passed with no trace. That's when investigators started looking closer at his personal life, and what they found shattered the image of the good town doctor. Dr. Whitmore had been living what appeared to be a perfect life. A loving husband to his wife of 22 years, Lydia, and father to a college-age daughter, Megan. But financial records revealed something startling. Dr. Whitmore had taken out multiple loans under different business names. Over $200,000 was unaccounted for. Then came another twist. A local pharmacist admitted to having an affair with him for nearly a year. She told detectives that the doctor had confided in her that someone had been following him, someone who knew too much. Police began to suspect that his disappearance might not have been random after all. 2 months into the investigation, cadaver dogs picked up a scent in an abandoned cabin 5 miles from where the car was found. Inside, officers discovered traces of blood that DNA later confirmed belonged to Dr. Whitmore. A single fingerprint on a glass jar led detectives to an unexpected suspect, his wife, Lydia Whitmore. Lydia was calm during questioning, insisting she had no idea what happened to her husband. But investigators found damning evidence, fragments of burned medical paperwork, matching the missing business records, in the fire pit behind their home. When confronted, Lydia broke down. She confessed that she discovered her husband's secret affair and the debt he had piled up in her name. The night he vanished, they argued violently after she confronted him with the bank statements. In a fit of rage, she claimed she just wanted to scare him. She struck him with a heavy glass vase. He collapsed, dead within minutes. Lydia panicked, dragging his body into the trunk of his car before abandoning it on the service road. She later moved the body to the old cabin where she'd grown up, burning what she could. Dr. Whitmore's remains were recovered weeks later. The town that once saw him as a pillar of virtue was left reeling, not just from his death, but from the realization that behind the facade of small-town perfection lay betrayal, deceit, and tragedy. Lydia Whitmore was charged with second-degree murder and tampering with evidence. At her sentencing, she wept, saying softly, "He wasn't the man I thought I married, but I never meant for him to die." In the end, Maple Hollow learned a chilling truth, that even in the most peaceful places, darkness can live behind the brightest smiles.